Star Wars Visions is going to be an exciting anime anthology series coming to Disney Plus in September. Japanese animation inspired a lot of the people at Lucasfilm over the years. We loved the idea of seeing Star Wars expressed in that way.
Each one of these studios that we approached, we found hardcore Star Wars fans. They all had a story they wanted to tell.
初めてスター・ウォーズの企画って言ったらもうあれなんかこのような夢のようなことができるのかなというふうにはちょっと思いましたね。
いやもうついに来たなと、もう待ってました。
その時の提案の内容がこれスター・ウォーズでこれやっていいのかっていうなんか面白いものだったんで。
We were looking for something from the heart and soul of the individual creators. They are their visions through the lens of Star Wars.
There are so many genres at play. Big and bold, romantic and sweeping, funny, comedic.
で、この作品独自の、スタイルとしては、ロックオペラということで、
日本の山岳文化みたいなことをしっかり描けたらな。
万国教の双子が生まれて、これがどうなるのかというのが基本的な設定ですね。
ライトセーバーって子供の夢が詰まったガジェットだと思うんですよね。で、それをさらに今回僕はここもちょっと和のテイストみたいなものを。
We tried to have some retro vintage feeling. We couldn't skip the Astro Boy influence. People love Astro Boy.
どちらかといえば自分は最初象徴的な意味を、さっき言ったように、人間の姿をしてない主人公にしたかった。
スター・ウォーズみたいな時代劇を作りたいマスターとパダワンが未知の敵みたいなに遭遇するっていうお話ですね。本当に最後はスター・ウォーズあれば、本望だったなとは思います。
We feel so fortunate to be working with these filmmakers. There are so many opportunities to reflect Japanese storytelling in a Star Wars universe.
Star Wars Visions is completely different than everything else in Star Wars storytelling. Audiences will fall in love with it.
Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be my Star Wars Visions trailer for the new Disney Plus series that's coming this September 22nd. They're going to be dropping all the episodes at once. I'll explain what's going on with this, because obviously Star Wars doing anime officially in an official capacity is a really big deal. They've been ripping off Japanese films and anime films for a long time, so this is them finally just owing up to that. Like, okay, clearly a lot of Star Wars is inspired by Japanese cinema, so this is us just paying homage to that. But if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. I will be doing at least 1 or 2 videos for this because they will be dropping the entire thing all at once. It won't be like a normal weekly series that I would do episode videos for, like The Mandalorian or some of the other upcoming series like the Book of Boba Fett, which is kind of like The Mandalorian Season 2.5. Also explain what's going on with that in The Mandalorian Season 3 at the end of the video, just because it's been a while since we've talked about Star Wars series. So if you have no idea why Star Wars is suddenly doing anime, this is going to be a small anthology series of short films, and they're dropping it all at once, Netflix style. So I don't know how long all the short films are going to be. I'm guessing between 5 and 10 minutes long each. Not that long. They won't be the length of full episodes, which is kind of disappointing. I was hoping that they would do like 1 episode per different studio, but the way they're explaining it, they're just doing shorts. So maybe if the series is successful enough, they will greenlight a full-length Star Wars anime series in the future. The series will overlap with the episodes from Marvel's What If series, and that's going to be a full-length series with 10 episodes, so a little more traditional, what you would expect from a big Disney Plus series. But basically, this Star Wars Vision series is taking the place of Star Wars Bad Batch episodes, which is their current animated series, which is kind of like a continuation, so to speak, of the Clone Wars. The Bad Batch in general just isn't quite as popular on YouTube right now just because it's more aimed at children. I think the Star Wars anime series is a little more adult animation. Also because you have the whole idea of subs and dubs, the degree of difficulty in watching anime is just a little bit higher unless there is a really good dub. But all you longtime Star Wars fans probably do know about the long history of Japanese films just in general inspiring Star Wars movies, and the newer stuff like The Mandalorian even. When Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni started making The Mandalorian, of course they were inspired by the classic Star Wars movies A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. But overall, the series is also very much inspired by the Lone Wolf and Cub series like Mando and Grogu, and even George Lucas has talked a lot about how the original Star Wars A New Hope film heavily borrowed from Akira Kurosawa's Hidden Fortress. So I actually find it stranger that Star Wars waited this long to do some anime-inspired series. I think mostly because Disney just in general is kind of afraid of anime, even though Disney did distribute the Miyazaki films in the West for a little while. And despite the fact that in this trailer, they basically admit that most of the animators and people working at Disney on all these shows and movies are just as big of weebs as anyone else. I imagine one of the executives at Lucasfilm that greenlit this anime series just caught a couple of the animators on their Mal accounts one day, like, okay, please explain what's going on with all this. So then all the younger people had to explain how anime was so much better than a lot of Western animated series. And if you haven't seen it yet, there has already been Star Wars anime. A couple years ago, there was this fantastic Star Wars anime fan film, completely animated by a fan, called TIE Fighter. It was amazing and 100% proof of concept that Star Wars done as anime, or just anime Star Wars of any kind, can be amazing if given the proper care. So all the anime studios that Star Wars partnered with for this project are known for very strong visual styles. So just going in order of the list that they provided of all the different episodes, this might be the official episode order of the series. But episode 1 is called The Duel. It's being done by Studio Kamikaze Douga, who's mostly known for doing the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series. They also did Batman Ninja, which I think was kind of popular. I wasn't quite as big a fan of that. This is the episode where you see the dueling samurais, one Jedi, one Sith, seeming like they're going to fight each other in a feudal Japan-looking version of the Star Wars universe. Does this not look very similar to The Mandalorian Season 2 Episode 5, the Ahsoka Tano episode, which itself Dave Filoni said was directly inspired by Yojimbo, another Akira Kurosawa samurai film? You could also find some similarities in this episode to Hayao Miyazaki's Princess Mononoke. Episode 2 is called Lop and Ocho, is being done by Geno Studio, who's mostly known for doing the Golden Kamuy series, which I haven't actually had the chance to check out yet, but I do know that it's very strong. This one seems like the furry episode, like you'll have to explain to all your friends when recommending it, I'm totally not a furry, but this does look very strong. Episode 3 is titled Tatooine Rhapsody. It's being done by Studio Colorido, which is mostly known recently for doing a Whisker Away film and Burn the Witch. I like Burn the Witch just a little bit more than a Whisker Away, but both are pretty solid. This seems like it's the one with the crashed X-Wing on Tatooine, although it's not clear which other footage belongs to this episode in particular. Then Studio Trigger is doing 2 different episodes. One is titled The Twins, and then the other is titled The Elder. Most of you will know Studio Trigger for their very, very distinct, very strong visual style. Even without looking at any list, you could probably tell some of the footage that came from Studio Trigger. Most of you will probably know them from Kill La Kill, which is their biggest hit. They also just released the Promare film. They're mostly known as a studio that does really new, really weird, really cool stuff, but tends to do a lot of one-off series. Like, we're going to do one series or one movie that's really awesome, and then just move to a completely different project. The story about the twins is obviously about the Force twins, one of them going to the dark side, one of them on the light side, and them having to face each other. Like, you can see them going up against each other as if one of them has become an Inquisitor and one of them becomes a Jedi. The episode about the Elder is just the Jedi Master and the Padawan encountering this unknown enemy, this old man Sith here with the red lightsaber. Cannot wait to see what they did with these episodes. Of all the different studios and episodes that Star Wars greenlit, these are probably some of the ones that I'm most excited about. Episode 5 is called The Village Bride. It's being done by Studio Kinema Citrus, who's mostly known for doing Made in Abyss, Rising of the Shield Hero, and Tokyo Magnitude 8.0. Made in Abyss is probably one of the best recent anime series from the last couple of years that I still have not found the time to watch for some reason. Shield Hero is also a pretty strong isekai series if you're looking to get into isekai if you haven't seen that yet, or if you're just a fan of that genre. This seems like it's mostly inspired by the Japanese mountain culture and is a slice of life anime mixed with some light side and dark side force elements. Then there's an episode called Akakiri and TOB1 by Science Saru. They're mostly known for doing the Netflix series Devilman Crybaby and Japan Sinks. I'm a huge fan of Devilman Crybaby. I have not watched Japan Sinks yet, but overall I've heard the response isn't quite as strong as it was to Devilman. This seems like it's the episode with the young kid and the robot. They have a very strong visual style, so we'll see. Then the last episode is just called The Ninth Jedi, being done by Production IG, who's mostly known for doing Attack on Titan in the Ghost in the Shell series. everyone on the planet has seen or at least knows about Attack on Titan and Ghost in the Shell. Both very strong, even though they each have their ups and downs in terms of quality throughout their relative series. This seems like it's about the female Jedi character, but it's not clear what other footage is part of this series from this trailer here. What'll probably wind up happening, because they're dropping all these episodes at once, is that I'll do at least one video for everything, like an Easter eggs video, a breakdown video. When it gets a little bit closer and they announce their plans for how this is all going to work with the release schedule on Disney+, then I'll make some more concrete plans. I'm really excited to see what they do with it, and I do hope that it is successful enough that they greenlight a full-length anime series. Everyone let me know in the comments though, if this anime experiment is successful, what do you want them to do with Star Wars anime in the future? Just in terms of other big Star Wars Disney Plus stuff that's happening this year, the Book of Boba Fett episodes will be the only big live-action Star Wars stuff coming, and that's not supposed to be released till a little bit closer to Christmas time at the end of the year. The way the actors have explained it, Ming-Na, Tamura Morrison, Pedro Pascal, is that the Book of Boba Fett is kind of like The Mandalorian Season 2.5. I believe it's going to be about 4 episodes. It could be more. They haven't completely explained that part of it. But they're actually not going to be able to film The Mandalorian Season 3, and they are making The Mandalorian Season 3, till sometime early next year, so it will be a bit of a delay for The Mandalorian Season 3, and the only reason why that's happening, though, is because they're using all the studios that they would normally use to film The Mandalorian series for filming the Obi-Wan series. So if you're upset that Mando Season 3 is delayed, just blame Ewan McGregor and Obi-Wan. So we will be getting those episodes, obviously, before we get Mandalorian Season 3 episodes. So there will be live-action Star Wars stuff happening next year. We also have the Rogue One prequel series as well. I've already done a big video about the Book of Boba Fett for the post-credit scene for the teaser trailer they released, so I'll put a link for that down in the description. My full Loki Episode 5 video will post on Wednesday just like normal. My full Rick and Morty Episode 3 video will post Monday. While you wait for everything, everyone click here for my full Loki Episode 4 video, and click here for that Loki post-credit scene. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys tonight.